I've played a lot of Mario Kart World the past 2 weeks. Not only did I grind to 100% offline modes, I also focused on the online mode, and Mario Kart World comes with 3 different rankings: races, knockouts, and battles. And let's just say the ELO system or the VR distribution is ridiculous. Like you start with 3000 points and easily gain 500 for a win. However, this changes with about each 1000 milestone, and with 8000 onward, it's nearly impossible to still consistently gain. Like, come on, it's still Mario Kart after all. You will eventually get Mario Karted at least once in a while, even if you're the best player to ever exist. Anyway, I have surpassed 9000 ELO in every game mode, and I can confidently say it's tough, really tough. So here's how I got there. The first one I reached the 9000 mark was a knockout tour. I was switching around once in a while, and for knockout, it's by far the easiest to gain, since even if you have like 8900, I was still able to gain nearly 100, which, well, is still grind and all, but it's definitely not as bad as the other 2 game modes. Next up, I completed races, and let's just say races is by far the hardest, and I've lost so many races. I've gotten to 8900 so often just to drop down to 8700 again. Like, this happens really often. And it's really easy, like, you just get Mario Karted. That's the nature of Mario Kart. That's why this term even exists. Well, the main gimmick for races is, especially in higher VR lobbies, people choose to pick random, since random will grant you a regular racetrack where you drive around the track 3 laps. Like, it's the basic Mario Kart experience, and the intermissions usually are way heavier luck based, so people don't really like to choose that, especially in the higher VR lobbies. And here you can see I'm almost at 9000, just missing out on 25 VR, which, yep, was really unfortunate because I disconnected for no proper reason and dropped down 100 more VR again, being again 130 short. Then I was climbing back up my VR just to get Peach Beached. Peach Beach is one of the roughest tracks, really. I got in first, but the shock resulted in me losing another 90 VR total, where you can see I was at 8750, and yep, that's what I mean. This happened really often. I fell down, climbed back up, and fell down again. For races in particular, this was the toughest and roughest experience ever, but eventually I will climb, and climb, and got really close. The first time ever, just barely, really barely away, just 3 points, literally. However, with DK Spaceport, just something like 4th place is not even enough to gain anymore with this amount of VR. I lose 1 VR for 4th place, which is really insane to think about. Next up, Salty Speedway, and I can just say, yes, I did got salty here. Being in first, maybe I messed up a little with the crates because I thought the mushroom boost will be enough. But nope, it wasn't, and instead dropped back down to 9th place, losing yet again 55 more VR, not being this close anymore. But with the next race, so just 6 points away, and this is where the magic happens. I had a boo, didn't decide to use the boo since I thought this is going to be SNES Mario Circuit 2, but it's the number 1 layout, and ironically, this is an intermission track too, so I got to 9000 VR on an intermission track, with not 1st place, but 3rd place, which this time is enough to gain just a little bit, pushing me over the 9000 mark, marking the 2nd out of 3 modes being completed, just leaving battle mode. And for battle mode, I have to say, it's probably somewhere in between racing and knockout. Closer to races though, with gaining the VR necessarily required, since, yep, a really short mistake or even luck can result instantly in you losing VR. What happened there? Losing just a few coins during the very end, during the last 5 seconds, resulting in me getting fourth and losing some VR instead of getting first, gaining some. However, I didn't have such a bad grind for battle, and eventually got really close and didn't choked that badly what I did in races. I've choked a little bit and lost VR again, but not as much, and it didn't took as long for battles than it took for races, and it pushed me over again the 9,000 mark, which means I've completed this challenge of my own, reaching 9,000 VR in every game mode of Mario Kart World. And it's hard, really hard, I have to say, especially for racing. But honestly, I don't want to quit there. I want to push this even further, and I'm going still to grind this game. I'm planning to get very good at this game, so this is just the beginning and I still have to learn quite a bit. Since especially for racing, which is my main focus, I want to get really good, and I'm still have to improve since this game is just 2 weeks old. We have plenty of time left to grind Mario Kart World, and it's going to be fun. I have some tracks I'm already really good at, such as Acorn Heights or Fairway Oasis, but there are plenty more to learn. So, if you want to see what strategies are really useful for each of the modes, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm doing a follow-up to instruct to knockout or racing or battle. This is just how I got to 9,000 VR. Let's keep going.